Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We're continuing with letter number 31, the final part of 27 advices, where we have already discussed the first 14. And the 15th advice, Imam Ali alayhi salam says, Wal aql hifdh tajarub. It is wise to preserve one's experience. Preserve an experience is wisdom. Knowledge comes from learning. Whatever we learn, we get to know. But wisdom does not come from learning. Wisdom comes from living. So when you start implementing what you have learned, it turns into wisdom. So it is wise to preserve experiences. But how do we preserve experiences? So, number one, when you preserve an experience, you always remember an experience and you recall that experience, so that when you face a similar situation, you don't repeat the same mistake. So somebody who preserves experiences does not repeat the same mistakes. He makes use of those experiences and moves forward after he has already learned from the experience. Number two, when you preserve an experience, you share that experience with close ones, with friends, with children. Why? Not to brag, not to say, oh, you know what, this is what I went through and this is what I learned. It's not with the intention of bragging, but when you share your experience, people can take lessons from it. As we've already discussed in the beginning part of the letter, where Imam Ali alayhi salam says that people are wise, they keep their eyes open, they learn from other people's experiences rather than they themselves having the need to go through it, so that they learn. So learn from other people's experiences. So when you preserve an experience, you share it with people who are going to benefit from your experience. And number three, preserve means hold on to it. Share only where it will be benefited from. Don't share it here and there. Don't just start sharing your experience with any Tom, Dick and Harry. Because if people are not going to benefit, then it's what we discussed about talking and speaking, and how when you excessively speak, then people don't respect you and they are bored by what you are speaking and you are revealing your character. So preserve. Share only where it is necessary, only where it will be made use of. لا يلدغ المؤمن من حيث مرتين. A mu'min is not hurt by the same stone twice. If he trips over a stone, he is not going to trip over the same stone a second time. If he is hurt by some problem in life, he is not going to go through the same situation another time. Why? Because a believer reflects and he preserves his experiences. So he is not going to do the same mistake again. He is not going to go through the same troubles again. Why? Because he's already learned and he's grown from that bad experience. فإن الشقي من حرم نفع ما أوتي من العقل والتجربة. Wretched is that person who is denied the benefit of wisdom and experience from the intellect and experiences. When he goes through experiences, and if he is denied the benefit of wisdom from them, then he is the most wretched person. In Gujarati there is a proverb, दूध सीधा चलो छाछ पण फूकी फूकी ने पिए. So if there is very hot milk and somebody drinks very hot milk and he burns his lips and tongue, the next time you give him chash, which is yogurt drink, it's cold, but he's still going to blow on it. Why? Because he is afraid that I had got burnt with some white stuff that day, I might get burnt today also. So the fact is that he's extra careful, he's extra cautious. Advice number 16 is where Imam says, وَخَيْرُ مَا جَرَّبْتَ مَا وَعَذَاكَ. And your best experience is that which teaches you a lesson. So we can just read this and move on. Your best experience is that which teaches you a lesson. But there is that personal touch here in this line, where Imam says, وَخَيْرُ مَا جَرَّبْتَ. Your best experience, yours. It's about you and I. It's not just a best experience. It's not just a general statement where Imam says best of experiences are those which give lessons. That's a general statement. But Imam says وَخَيْرُ مَا جَرَّبْتَ مَا وَعَذَاكَ. Your best experience is that which teaches you a lesson. It's so personal. It's like Imam saying, oh my child, listen to me. Take admonishing from what I'm telling you. Your best experience is that which teaches you a lesson. And some of life's best lessons are learned at the worst of times. But if it's going to teach you a lesson and you have experienced it, that is the best of lessons in life. Experience always impacts a person in several ways. There is no experience that just passes. It always leaves its impact on a person, whatever you experience. Some experiences leave one with learning. Some might leave you with some bitterness. Some experiences might give peace and solace to the heart. And some may show you way further. It all depends on the attitude of the person going through the experiences and also his worldview. So if your attitude is to look for learning from experiences, Nurun ala Nur. If your worldview is based on the akhirah and knowing that whatever is happening with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wisdom for a reason, then you will enjoy those experiences. So Imam says, Ma wa'adak, that which preaches and acts as a rewarder for you. We've already discussed a lot on warning and mau'idha, where we said, Imam says, enliven your heart with preaching. Ahyi qalbaka bil mau'idha. Enliven your heart with preaching. Preach. So experience also gives you preaching. It enlivens your heart. When your heart is open enough to accept those admonishings, those advices, those preachings. Advice number 17, Imam says, Badir al-fursa qabla an takun ghussa. Make use of leisure before it changes into an hour of grief. So if you have some free time, make use of it before it turns into a moment of grief, a moment of regret. Make most of every opportunity. That is what Imam is asking us to do. Do not waste opportunity. Time is limited. The clock is ticking. It is not going to turn back. So make use of any and every opportunity that you come across. Watch out for opportunities. Look out for opportunities of where can I do something? Where can I gather some provision for my way? Make use of opportunities. And the steps for making use of opportunities would be, number one, identify the opportunity. That's step one. We need to see the opportunity. We need to identify when an opportunity knocks at our doors. There's so many times when opportunities knock at our doors and we don't even realize that it was an opportunity. So the first and foremost thing is to build an attitude of identifying opportunities. Once I identify an opportunity, I need to think of what can I do? How can I use the opportunity? And then make an action plan of how do I want to go about it. Once I've done that, do it. Don't just put your action plan on the table and say, okay, I've already made an action plan. Work, do what you need to do, and do it now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Treat now as if this is your last moment. Treat today as if this is your last day on earth. So value 5 before 5. Ibn Abbas is reported to have said, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, take advantage of 5 before 5. Take advantage of your youth before you turn old. Why? Because in your youth, you are so much capable. You have so much strength. You have so much time. You have so much passion. You have so much zeal. You can do so much. When you turn old, then that passion slowly goes away. It goes down. Why? Because your physical strength also is getting down the slope. Value your health before you're ill. Value it because I'm healthy, I can do so much. Let me just do it before I fall sick. Value your riches before your poverty. So anything that is in abundance with you, it may be your time, it may be your money, it may be your charm, it may be your skills, it may be your whatever it is. Make use of it before you turn poor in that aspect. Make use of your free time before you work. So there's some free time, make use of it before you get busy with work. And overall, make use of your life. Take advantage of your life before you die, because we don't know when we will die. So take advantage of your life today. Do whatever you have to do now. So Imam says, Ashaddul ghusas fawatul faral. The strongest of sorrows are losing of opportunities. Make use of opportunities. Make use of all those 5 before the 5s. because if you don't make use of them, then they will end up in giving you sorrow. It will make you anxious, and there is regret, there is remorse end of the day. There are so many verses in the Holy Quran which talk about remorse and says, Ya laytani, so many, I wish. Ya laytani, I wish. When you say I wish, when there is regret, in Zarat Waris we say, Ya laytani kuntu ma'akum fa'afuza ma'akum fawzan azima. I wish I was with you. But that's just a statement that I recite because it's part of the ziyarah. But actually it is, I wish I was with you, then I would also have been successful. Okay, it's a question mark whether I would really have been successful or I would have, na'udzubillah, forsaken the Imam. I don't know. But that I wish comes after losing opportunities. So in the Holy Quran also there are so many verses which goes, Ya laytani. Ya laytani what? Ya laytani qaddamtu li hayati. I wish I would have sent something in front for my life of hereafter. Ya laytani ittakhadhtu ma'a rasuli sabila. I wish I had taken the path with your prophet. Ya laytani, I wish I would not have taken this and this person as my friend. So there are so many ya laytanis. Why? Because that ya laytani happens after losing out on all the opportunities, and you reach a point when you feel, oh my, I wish. So that is the I wish. Then rather than feeling that I wish, I'd rather take hold of opportunities, make use of opportunities, and have a good life, both in the dunya and the hereafter, to avoid that remorse in the hereafter. Man futiha lahu babul khair falyantahizhu. The Prophet has said, Man futiha lahu bab khair falyantahizhu. For whoever the door of goodness has been opened, then he should enter. If you see an open door, it's an opportunity. Enter, grab that opportunity. Yeah. فَإِنَّهُ لَا يَدْرِي مَتَى يُغْلَقْ عَنْهُ. Because he does not know when the door is going to be closed on him. So once you see the door open, enter. Enter, because you don't know when the door is going to close. And look at the image where there is an open door and it's asking, you're welcome to enter. Once you open through one open door, another open door is there. Once you enter through that, another one is there. So opportunities keep coming when you keep grabbing them. But when you close the door to one opportunity and say, I don't have time, or I don't feel like doing it, or somebody else should do it. Somebody else, like there are so many times when we see opportunities and we feel that somebody else will do it. Why me? Why should it always be me? Yeah. So when we think that why should it always be me, is because I am seeing that opportunity not as an opportunity. I am seeing it as a burden, because I'm viewing it as I am helping somebody, so I'm doing him a favor. Imam Hussein alayhi salam says, when somebody asks you for something, he is doing you a favor. He could have asked anybody, but he has asked you, so he's doing you a favor. The time when Imam Zaman Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif will reappear, there will be no beggars around, there will be no poor around. It is highly recommended to give sadaqah, so people will be going around with sadaqah in their hands, but there is no deserving person around. So when somebody asks you for help, look at it as an opportunity for you. You are able to do something. When you give him, when you help him, he's doing a favor on you because he asked you. He could have asked anybody, but he asked you, so he has done you a favor. If your worldview is that of the hereafter, then you will see it as you got an opportunity to do something good, so that you can present it in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I did it purely for your happiness. But when your worldview is limited to the material world, then if somebody asks you for help and you go, every day she wants to ask only me, she doesn't have anybody else to ask to. So this is the difference when your worldview is different. So let us have the worldview of pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and doing those things which Allah wants us to do, and being kind and helpful, to be rafiq, because Allah is rafiq himself and he loves rifq. So let us obtain rifq, so that when we do our deeds, they are khalisan li wajhillah, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is kind, and I also need to be kind in all my endeavors. And that brings us to the end of today's session. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.